Welcome to Motivational Repo, where we break down big ideas to give you a real edge in life. Today, we're diving into a powerful, and let's be honest, kind of controversial idea. Your 20s aren't the warm-up, they're the main event.
You've heard this a million times, right? Maybe you've even said it yourself. It's become the mantra for our generation. Just kick back, explore a little, don't worry about it. Your real life will start when you're 30.
Because what if I told you that this seemingly harmless advice is actually a massive trap? According to clinical psychologist Dr. Meg Jay, it is. And look, this isn't just her opinion. The hard science of economics, sociology, and even neuroscience totally backs her up.
Okay, so let's really get into this. To understand what's at stake, you have to see that there are two competing ideas, two mindsets that are literally fighting for control over your future right now.
So on one hand, you've got the whole emerging adulthood theory. This basically sees your 20s as, a developmental timeout, a free period for exploration before life gets serious. But on the other hand, you've got Dr. J's defining decade framework, which shows it's something completely different. It's the single most critical window for compounding growth in your entire life. One view says, hey, you've got all the time in the world. The other one says, the clock is ticking.
So what are the actual stakes here? Let's forget the theories for a second. Let's just look at the hard, cold data.
80%, get this, 80% of your life's most defining trajectory-altering moments will happen by the time you're 35. We're talking about the partner you choose, that first big career move, where you decide to live. The entire foundation of your adult life is laid down in this short period.
Two-thirds of your lifetime wage growth happens in the first 10 years of your career. The financial momentum you build now doesn't just add up, it compounds, like interest. Waiting until your 30s to get serious doesn't just mean you're starting late, it means you're trying to catch a rocket ship that has already left a launch pad.
And for women, the biological clock, well, it's not a myth. Fertility peaks around age 28, and after that, it begins a pretty significant and irreversible decline. And by 35, that decline becomes really rapid.
So here's the absolute crucial point. While cultural milestones like getting married and having kids have shifted later, the underlying biological and economic windows of opportunity, they haven't moved an inch. Ignoring them is a huge gamble, and in that game, the house always wins.
Okay, so that's the problem. How do you take control? Well, the first key is to stop just thinking about your resume and start building what Dr. J calls identity capital.
Think of it like this. It's the currency you're going to use to buy the life you actually want. And it's not just about your degree or your GPA. It is all the valuable stuff that doesn't fit neatly on a resume but makes you absolutely undeniable in the real world.
I mean, think about it. It's the real skills you master in that so-called boring entry-level job. It's the project you took the lead on that you can talk about in an interview. It's the story of how you navigated a really tough situation. And it's the network of people who actually know what you're capable of. This is the tangible proof of your potential.
And this quote just brilliantly illustrates why you absolutely cannot stay in your comfortable social bubble. Look, your best friends, they give you support, and that's great. But your weak ties, that person you met at a conference, your friend's old boss, they are the bridges to new worlds and new opportunities. You have to get out there and actively build those bridges.
All right, let's switch gears and talk about your love life. Because let's just be blunt here. Who you choose to build a life with is arguably the single most important decision you will ever make, period. This quote is just chilling. It's chilling because it's so incredibly common. Way too many people treat dating in their 20s like it's just a game, only to wake up at 29 or 30 in a total panic. And they end up settling, not for the best partner, but for the most convenient one, simply because the music stopped.
And this brings us to a really critical distinction. Are you sliding into living together because the lease was up or because it saved a little money? Or are you deciding to build a shared future with someone on purpose? You see, sliding just creates inertia. It makes it so much harder to leave a mediocre relationship. Deciding creates intention. It is the conscious, powerful act of choosing your family.
Now, what is really fascinating is what's going on inside your head during all of this chaos and decision-making. Because it's not just in your mind, it's happening in your actual brain.
That's right. You're not just getting older. Your brain is literally going through its final critical software update. The CEO of your brain, the part that's responsible for long-term planning, for impulse control, it's still under construction.
So here's basically how it works. First, your brain creates this massive, tangled web of new neural connections. Then, based on your experiences and what you actually focus on, it starts to prune away the pathways you don't use. And finally, it makes the remaining important pathways faster and way more efficient.
So here's the bottom line on this.
The choices you make, the habits you form, the skills you practice right now are physically shaping the brain you will have for the rest of your life. You are literally building your future self, one neural connection at a time.
So after all of that, what's the one single takeaway? What's the bottom line here?
That idea that you can just drift through your 20s and keep all your options open, it's a complete illusion. Every single day you delay, you are not preserving your options, you are forfeiting them. The future isn't something that just happens to you. It's something you build, one decision at a time, starting right now, today.
And that's the real question, isn't it? Your future self is counting on you. If this explainer lit a fire in you, make sure you subscribe to Motivational Repo for more content that empowers you to take real action. Don't wait. Start now.